Okay, quick tutorial on how to create time-lapse movies in Premiere Pro. Let's start by opening up a new project. Double-click in the project panel and navigate to the folder with your files. Your files should be numbered in an unbroken sequence. In this case, we start at 7545 and go through to 8543. Select the first file and check the sequence box. Doing this will import your photos into Premiere Pro in one single file. Now we have our newly created file in the project panel. Let's go ahead and create the sequence settings. Go to the new items icon at the bottom of the panel, open and select sequence. There are a large number of sequence presets here which are worth experimenting with. To see the settings of each preset, just click on it and the associated values, aspect, frame rate, resolution, etc. will appear in the preset description pane. For this project I'm going to select DSLR 1080p at 24 frames per second, which is actually 23.976 frames, and then click OK. Drag and drop your file into the timeline. As soon as you do this, a box will appear asking whether you want to keep or change your settings. We want to keep them, so go ahead and select Keep Settings. Compared to the resolution that most modern cameras shoot at, 1080p is small and your file will have to be resized to fit the sequence settings. First, click on the file in the timeline. To make it active, go to Effect Controls, click on the arrow next to Motion, ensure that Uniform Scale is checked, and then click on the box next to Motion. In your sequence preview, you should see a bounding box. If not, go down here and reduce the size of your preview. Now you see the bounding box, you can use the handles at the sides to scale your file to the sequence settings. You can also move your file around within the preview box by clicking and dragging. Once you have your file to where you are happy with the aspect, it's on to the next step. Okay, now to preview what we've got. To achieve smooth playback, you're going to have to do an internal render. So click on the file in the timeline to make it active and hit return. Okay, that's it. All that's left to do now is your editing, add titles. I would suggest adding music. Time-lapses really do benefits from some sort of background music. All that you have to do now is render and save your project. This you do by going to Export Media. I would suggest H.264 as a format. It's pretty ubiquitous. As a preset, you get a long list to choose from. I would suggest, well, I mean, I use it myself, the HD 1080 23976 for this project. That's what I'm been working with all the way through. This is important. On the source range, you really must not forget this. You've got to go to entire sequence, otherwise it's only going to render parts of your project. go to here, make sure that use previews is not checked. You can tick use maximum render for quality. This really does extend your rendering time. Now you've got a choice here. You can either export, which Premiere Pro does it for you, or you can send it to queue. I would suggest setting it to queue. If you send to queue, it opens up Media Encoder. It's a much smaller program and it really does speed up your rendering time. Video rendering requires heavy processing, and by being able to close Premiere, which in itself takes up a lot of your computer's resources, it can reassign even more processing power to your project's rendering. So anything you can do to cut down on the processing is going to be of great advantage to you. Once this is open, just click here, and that's it. Your project will be saved to your designated output folder. Hope this has been of some use to those just getting into time-lapse and Premiere Pro, and we'll post another associated tutorial soon. Thanks for watching.